feel like we need background music.
It is really echoey.
Do, 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 ooh, ah.
Okay.
Can you turn mine down again? So loud.
Let's make this the thing. Go ahead and get comfy.
Go. Okay.
Okay, so we're going now. So, Cassandra Whyte, everybody.
Hey.
What were we talking about? Your dog, Boo Boo? You call your dog Boo Boo?
I also call him Boo Boo.
Yeah. We were just talking about her dog. Your dying dog.
Happy things.
Is that super sad? Do you just like get up in the morning and you see him and you're like...
Kind of, but it's bad because I'm like, I won't have as much responsibility when he's dead.
I mean, that's how I look at him every day, and I'm kind of like, it'll be nice when I don't have to let him out anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day you do that?
Not every
Just
day.
waiting for him to die.
You're like, hey, Ernest.
Clock's
And
ticking.
now.
So, Cassandra here works with us at Atmosphere. You were there, I mean... The entire time the shop's been
Day
open,
one.
obviously. Yeah.
I did the first tattoo there.
Really?
Hi.
What was it?
Really awful tribal Pisces weird thing.
Was it a walk-in or somebody that...
No, it was. Yeah.
I wonder what the first walk-in was.
I was there for the first walk-in. Also, it was two people. One got the Fireball logo.
Like the drink?
Mm-hmm. And the other got like a rose, which I did.
Is Fireball associated with the Fireball candy? Or is it...
Probably
yeah.
not. Oh, I don't know, but
Maybe.
probably not.
Is there like a lemon drop alcohol?
There's a shot. Lemon drop
no.
shot.
I don't know. I guess
Anyway.
they can't really be like, that'd be like a weird crossover for kids. Eat the candy, and then when
The
you're old enough,
alcohol's for the
drink
parents,
alcohol.
and the candy is for the children.
Well, it was kind of a 90s... Fireball is kind of a 90s thing, right? Are they going to
Yeah.
come out with a Warheads?
That would be
drink?
awesome. Didn't
That would
Fireball
be
have
good.
like antifreeze in it or something weird?
I don't know. I still
was
eat
like
them
a
from time
whole-
to time.
No, not the candy.
Oh,
the
oh.
drink.
Ooh, it
was
had
gonna say.
antifreeze in
Or
it?
it had some like weird
Non-edible.
non-human. Yeah, not
That's not
something
good.
a person
Is he
should
trying to
have.
get out?
Of course. I mean, he hasn't scratched yet, so I would. He's just staring
gonna-
at me
He's going to want to get out anyway.
with the eyes.
With the eyes.
Get the fuck out, Ernest!
We're gonna get a message from Loretta.
Yeah.
Why are you being mean to Boo Boo?
So where did you start tattooing?
I started tattooing in Fox Lake at a place called Exploited Tattoo.
Exploited?
Yeah, right. Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you
drink the
guys
water.
are familiar with Fox Lake.
I
but
am. I'm pretty familiar. My mom
It's-
used to live up there. The people are
It was an interesting place.
terrific.
Do you just like at a place like that? Do you just kind of do the same type of tattoo over and over?
It was
again?
mostly bikers. Like
Oh.
the owner and all they were in a club, you know. So it was mostly bikers.
Do you want to say the name of the shop?
Exploited? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
we
you
already
already said
did.
that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone there
fucking
was really
retarded.
awesome, but it was just, I mean, it was Fox Lake. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
I feel
There's
like,
only so much they can do.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like people go up there because they think they're going to live like the good life on the water. So they like escape from their problems up there,
Right.
and then they just live in turmoil.
That
they
was
don't
It's just a bunch of people with problems
yeah,
trying to escape
and
them.
rich people. It's like
Yeah.
people that are fucked, and then like really wealthy people.
Like,
And,
that
you
was
know.
the cool part about being up there. It was like, if it was slow, we would go fishing or out on a kayak or something, but
Have you ever been swimming in there?
no.
I have.
I don't want
Let me tell you.
MRSA, so.
And, so there's this thing called muck, which is like it's in every lake, but it's like
Yeah, I know what muck is.
super thick, and I think it's all sewage. Like it's not sewage now, but what all the biosphere is made of is sewage because they used to just dump sewage into the Channel Lakes.
Solid.
So
It
it's like
smells like it.
it's like you stand and you're like, and then you can be like, you get stuck and shit. And there's glass everywhere and shit, you know.
There
drunk
was
people.
a lake right across the street from the shop, and this one girl got this whole sleeve worked on and then went
no.
skinny dipping in the lake.
Oh,
Luckily,
no.
she didn't die, but I'm pretty sure a few people got MRSA,
She
like
deserved
right
to.
from that area. Yeah, right.
I mean, why would you do that?
So why did you start tattooing? Like, because you went to college, right? You went to college for graphic design.
My major was visual effects and motion graphics.
Gotcha.
So,
Did you go to the art institute or to an art specific?
Yeah, it was the shitty art institute, not the museum affiliated one, but like the for-profit whatever school.
They just
the
happen to have the
shitty
same
one.
name.
The one
Yeah.
that Adrian's suing?
Yes, there's like
Yeah.
a class action suit.
Oh,
against
you went to the
them.
same. Okay.
Yes,
The guy that recorded the song I just did.
Yeah.
He went to school, and yeah, he was basically like,
Yeah,
fuck
I
you.
mean, the teachers were, a lot of them were from Columbia College as well. So I mean, it was not necessarily a bad education, but it was like, the industry standard is this program, so we're going to teach you the exact opposite. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it wasn't, you would still have to further your education even after you graduated.
He was telling me that like some of the classes were like, like, oh, how to get a job, get a nice haircut, make sure you wear a
Right.
button-up shirt, and he was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, like I remember we had a guest speaker, because my major was a lot of like animation and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had like a guest speaker who I think worked for Pixar or something. And he was like,
Ooh.
so what you're going to do is move to California. You're going to live in a house with 10 other people. You're never going to make money. And it's going to be awful.
And then you're
I was
gonna
like,
die.
Great. So I went ahead and dropped out.
That's cool.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
What a pep talk. I wonder how
know,
they felt
right?
about that afterwards.
Yeah.
But that's like the truth. Like, I mean,
I'd rather they say that than be like, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
people that want to stick it out and they're like, but I want to try.
Right.
Then at least they know instead of like,
Right.
living some sort of
see, that's the
fucking
thing
lie.
about California is you have to live with a lot of people.
So many people.
Like, that's just...
And they're
I
all
mean,
want to be actors
Yeah.
for the most part.
That's the thing. If you're special in the Midwest or you think in your mind that you're special,
You're not.
it's not great going to a place where
Yeah.
everybody thinks that they're special.
That's gotta be weird. I wonder what it's like. I mean, because it's like, every restaurant you go to is like, oh, what do you do? And everybody there's an actor. It's like, it's gotta be...
I write screenplays.
It's gotta be weird.
Yeah,
I have a pilot.
I had a friend that she was at Columbia for a really long time. She did animation and stuff, and then she wanted to get her master's, I think. So she moved to LA, and her like financial aid fell through. She ended up staying in a house with a bunch of actors, and they just like hated her because she wasn't like that,
Yeah.
And it was just she manages like an art supply store.
Yeah. That's funny. So then how did you leave there? Were you just like, my time's up here, I want to move on? Or like what
well,
happened?
I was just going through a lot of personal stuff, and then I was at the point in my education where like I was done with all my actual classes, and it was mostly like portfolio building classes and stuff like that, like reviews and
Right.
all that shit. And like, why would I want to pay money for that,
Right.
Yeah.
So I ended up just dropping out because it was like not worth,
Continuing to go.
yeah, why even bother? So then I ended up getting like freelancing jobs doing like post-production for photography studios and stuff like that.
That's cool. So you did a little bit of it then, right? Like you like took a swing at
I
it,
got
kind
a
of?
better job dropping out of college than most of the people that I went to school with that
Dude, fuck
graduated.
college.
It was the worst
Fuck
thing that I
college.
ever did, honestly.
For real.
Like, I'm glad I know how to use Photoshop.
I know how to use Photoshop.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Wah, wah. But
she's
yeah, you
fine.
could just go on YouTube and learn all that stuff
I
for
know.
free. So
Or like you can pay for an online class that's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because you're not at a brick and mortar college and
And you could do it in your
People don't-
PJs.
like, I don't totally hate the experience because like I went to school downtown, so I was like, I'm in the city and like taking the train with my
I'm
little
doing
backpack.
things.
Yeah, like I felt like I was
an
doing
art
something with
student.
my life. Yeah, I go to art school. It's like there was no criteria to get in there.
At the Taste of Chicago, we were walking around, and we saw this guy doing charcoal drawings. He was like sitting on top of like this monument thing. He's doing a charcoal drawing, and I'm like, ugh, just like the worst. I don't know why that made me think of that. City people
Because
doing art
he was
stuff.
an art student.
You know, he was on the fucking train earlier, like.
I'm gonna sketch this person.
Drawing some old fucking dude that lives on the south side that's like 50-something years old that has a fucking hard job, and he has to look up and see this fucking hipster being like, you know, like, fuck that guy. You know, that's how I felt. So after, what was it called? What shop?
Exploited.
Where'd you go then?
Yeah.
Then I went to Skin Gallery.
Skin Gallery.
Which is where I met Chris.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Our piercer.
I can almost hit you in the face with this thing.
Break my teeth, please. And I wasn't there very long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, my apprenticeship was basically like, here's how you set up a machine, and then
Good luck.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really ready to be leaving there when I did, but it was just time to go. So
It seems like you're either like, I'm not a fucking apprentice anymore. Why are they treating me like an apprentice? I should be able to do the stuff I want to do now. Or I don't know what I'm doing. Why are they having me charge for tattoos?
yeah, that's pretty much what happened. The guy that was initially apprenticing me ended up flaking out and leaving the shop and going somewhere else. And he wanted me to come with him. He went somewhere in Woodstock. And it was like, well, I was living in Naperville and already driving all the way to Fox Lake. So
my God.
Yeah, I couldn't go. It got to the point where it was like I even interviewed for jobs out in Fox Lake. Like, I'll just have to move there because I can't drive there. But I was like, do I want to live in Fox Lake? No.
Thank God. You could have been living in Fox Lake right now.
I would probably just be a bartender right now.
You could have had like 3 kids and like,
Great.
you know,
Drug
delivering
problems.
pizzas or
Perfect.
whatever. Nothing wrong with that, but, you know, doing it in Fox Lake.
Nothing wrong with drug problems.
Nothing wrong
No,
with drug problems and delivering
No,
pizza.
for sure.
That's cool. So you weren't at Skin Gallery for very, very long?
Just maybe like 3 or 4 months.
What was the first time you met Chris?
Oh my gosh.
Is
Right?
he the same?
He is the same. He goes through like yeah, he goes through, you know, phases where he gets really into something. So like when I first started there, I think he was really into like drifting and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's always just been Chris.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was just way different going from like a biker shop in Fox Lake to that.
Is that in the city? Or like the outer city? Where is Skin Gallery?
Skin Gallery is in Downers Grove.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was like on the outskirts of the city. Okay.
No.
I had no idea where it was, and I've been tattooing around here forever. I don't know anything about anything. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy how I managed to not retain some of the stuff.
Well, it's weird that you can like live in such a small bubble of tattooing too. Like you can just not know anything about anyone that's like
Right.
a mile down the road. Like you're just in your little bubble and you're on your Instagram that's a little bubble in itself
to
and you're just
yourself.
like
Yeah, and then you're like, somebody where'd you get that tattoo? And then they say somebody, you're like,
What?
who the fuck is that? I don't know who the fuck that is.
well, there's
Almost
just,
every time you ask that.
well, and there's so many shops. And that's like the weird part about having enough clients is like there are so many shops and so
Yeah,
many
right?
artists and yet you can stay booked and you're just like, I don't know how this is working out. Like there's just so many of us.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then you went to Don's, right?
Then I went to Don's. Yeah.
And
Oh,
I didn't
really?
meet you at Don's, I don't think, right?
I
Or
mean,
maybe
I think I saw you a few times
like
there.
come in or something. Yeah.
Like at
And-
our bloodborne pathogen thing or whatever.
Yeah, I remember Don being like, "Oh, we got a new girl. You know, she's tattooing. She's doing really good." And
But you were gone.
yeah, I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
okay.
gone.
No, I'd worked there. I just
We just never
We just
looked
never
at
saw
each
Yeah,
each
I was
other.
just really confused. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, we
but
didn't
she
work
said you
there
were going there
together.
for bloodborne pathogens.
Well,
Well,
he would do
sometimes-
it like at his house, like have the lady come to the
yeah.
place.
When health educators used to do it, they used to travel the country,
Educators.
and that
do
was
they
like
do that anymore?
I don't think so. I don't think they travel out here anymore.
I thought Chris was saying that he that's what he likes to do more than doing the online thing.
Yeah, it's
Well, it's
better.
definitely, yeah, it's
It's. I mean, it's longer. It's like
It is
fucking
longer.
hours and hours. Especially, you know, when we did at Don's, it wasn't so bad. But like what we did at Skin, it was like 8 hours worth of sitting there. But it was a whole presentation. It was people in the industry, educating people in the industry. So they had like samples of new products for everybody that people can try, and it was very informative. And then for like a month after that, you'd be like, oh God, I'm gonna get AIDS.
Don't touch anything.
I'm for sure gonna get AIDS. But that's what I think. That's what the industry needs every once in a while, is be like, you can get something. You can give somebody something, but now that doesn't happen as much. You kind of like go through the online shit, and it's fucking bullshit. They don't really teach you shit.
They don't even like change the questions so that you have to actually, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like, I remember this from last year.
Like, if you woke up in the morning and you're like, fuck, I have to have my bloodborns done today. You could in a haste, get it done.
Yeah, 20 minutes later.
Yeah, and be like, oh, okay, I got the printout. Oh, everything's all good. And it's not like you learned anything. It's not updated, but whatever. Germs are not real.
Germs are not
like birds. Birds aren't real either. You ever see that
Were
tattoo?
you there? Wait, what?
I saw a
birds aren't
tattoo
real?
online. Somebody got on his thigh. He said, "Birds aren't real."
There's a whole subreddit of birds, like birds aren't real, and they're
love
like
that.
drones.
I love that.
They're government drones.
That's awesome.
Same with giraffes.
So you have interesting clientele.
I surely do.
Obviously, we don't
I
want to go into
surely do.
specifics of anybody,
Right,
because there's
right.
a lot of good clientele also.
Yes.
But you also get some really interesting clientele. Now, why do you think that is?
I think I'm just a very patient and tolerant person. And
that's
I
what it is.
would rather suffer myself than anyone else feel mildly.
I think it's
put out.
maybe when you talk to people when they first come in, you're like, yeah,
Oh, yeah, we
you
could
could
do that, for
I was talking.
sure.
I was tattooing my client, and she was talking with like a new client or whatever. I'm like, watch, she's gonna be like, sure, yeah, sure.
heard you
And then I was just like, and I was like, so me and my client were just like, sure, yeah, we could do that, yeah. So maybe it's just that you're just approachable and stuff,
I try
Well,
to be.
if you get one client that you do that to, then they go to all their friends.
She's so nice.
Yeah,
She'll
Yeah.
work
that's how
with
that
you
happens.
and-
It's like you're nice to one person that maybe you shouldn't be so tolerant of, and then it just balloons into all their whole circle coming, and then that person's circle and that person's circle, and
It's awesome because it's, you're very nice to everybody, but like I can just, she'll walk over to what, this is my favorite part of the day sometimes, is I'll be tattooing, and the sink is in my area, and I'll be tattooing, and she'll come over to wash her hands, and then she'll just look over at me like, this motherfucker or these fucking people. And I wait for it every time. I can predict when it's going to happen. I'm like, it's funny. But, you're so nice to everybody. But it makes it fun for me because I'm like, she's just burning with hatred on the inside.
I feel like
when it's deserved, obviously.
I just like hate myself so much.
Why?
that I'm
You should
like-
hate people.
I know.
The
but I'm
people
just like,
equal
I
shit.
deserve this. I
I
deserve
deserve
this.
this. She's over there like whipping.
Yeah,
her.
she's like,
I deserve it.
This is fine. This is what I get.
That's funny.
That's how I feel.
So what was your experience like at Don's in general? Was it good? It's interesting over there.
It's a very wacky place
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's different now, I hear.
I mean, honestly, like, I appreciated the fact that, like, I could just do whatever and, like, there wasn't a lot
Yeah.
of pressure. Like, it was
Yeah.
a good place to learn and, like, grow.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
true, yeah.
And, like, I did acquire a lot of people from working there. And
Yeah.
my skin thickened up a lot.
Yeah. I couldn't. There was no females working there when I worked there, but I couldn't imagine being a woman working there at that time. Just because the characters that would come in there were just like,
Yeah. I mean, it was just, like, a constant party all the time,
yeah.
which is probably great if you're
Just
trying to party.
kazoos. That's just
but-
just people with kazoos. That's
Yeah,
all
just
what we mean by
kazoos
that.
and tambourines.
Like the party hats and the just like that shit.
Every time you
That's what we
walk
mean.
down in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking
Yeah.
the noisemakers and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely learned to assert. Obviously, I'm a very introverted person.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I definitely learned to put my foot down a little bit before.
Yeah.
Get assaulted a few times and
Yeah.
then you're, you know.
Not by anybody that works there, by the way.
No.
It's about the,
Not at all.
because
But
Don's been tattooing for so long. Like, he's
honestly,
acquired so many clients from
Don
back
is
in
a
the day.
sweetheart. He's actually like cool to work for, and
He's a big softie.
he's so sweet.
Yeah.
And like no other person I work for has been, you know, kind like
Yeah,
that.
and forgiving.
Forgiving
and
and like, yeah.
I mean, shit, I told him the day I was leaving that I was leaving the shop. Like, I was
how
like,
did he
he
take
knew too. I took him downstairs. I'm like, I got to talk to you. And he came downstairs and I'm sitting there. I'm at the drawing table and he's like, you're leaving?
Oh, no.
He just fucking knew.
Yes.
And I said, yep.
Yeah.
He's like, when? I'm like, today.
Currently.
Right now.
And he was cool with it. I mean, he hated me for a little while there. I mean, not hated me. I wouldn't say that because
He was very angry.
he saw me come up, so there's a sort of a father son sort of thing going on there a little bit, but like he was like motherfucker, and it was just at the time where I just started to like my skills just started to like ramp up a little bit, so he was seeing like the return on whatever investment you can call.
Right.
And he was like, fuck. And then I went like down the street,
Oh, yeah,
to
for sure.
Skin of a Different Color. But it was just a different culture at Skin of a Different Color. And there was more opportunity for me to learn there and stuff. But, and then you were there until you went to Atmosphere?
No, I went to Tomato.
Tomato.
For like
that's
a
what it
year.
is, yeah.
Which was also an interesting
I thought Tomato was
place.
before Don's. Okay. Okay.
No. Don did the same thing though when I knew I was quitting. Like whatever day that was, he had somebody there and I just kept waiting for him to stop hanging out with his friends so I could talk to him.
You can wait until 5 in the morning.
Exactly.
For that.
And then like I was tattooing somebody and like I was talking to the person about like, oh, I don't even know how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
He's going to freak out. And then he was going to leave early. He was going to go hang out with his buddy. And like he was coming into the room to be like, okay, I'm leaving. I was like, I got to talk to you first. And he was like, are you fucking quitting? Like he knew.
Yeah, you know
knew.
what? Yeah, he does like.
Right.
Well, it's probably pretty easy to tell because
Because who says,
employee
like,
goes,
hey, I got to talk to you.
I need to.
Yeah,
I need to
when you're
talk to you."
hyperventilating.
Yeah,
and
like it's
pale.
probably very easy
I
to
could
tell
just-
when somebody's
Yeah.
quitting.
And I can imagine, like, his, like,
Yeah.
are you leaving? God, fuck. Well, all right. It's just like you don't want to
Yeah.
hurt his feelings.
He was so
That's the thing.
disappointed, but like he
Yeah.
still like gave me a hug and stuff.
Yeah, he
oh.
was always supportive and stuff,
Yeah.
which is good.
Now, why did you move around so much?
Honestly, working at Don's, like towards the end, was giving me really bad anxiety to even go in there. And like, I mean, I stayed there for
Maybe there's something in it.
Yeah, maybe it's the fucking like
it's
asbestos or
haunted.
something.
I swear
it's-
that place has like that coal chute in the basement.
all
There's
of it's
just dead
fucking
bodies in there.
that
There's
whole
dead bodies in there.
building is like super old, but I don't. Yeah, there is like a vibe in there. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just I happen to have issues like that, and you happen to have issues like that. But it was I had the same issues there. I was just
Yeah.
like, ugh.
A guy started working there, Neil. I don't know if you ever knew him.
Nope.
But he was somebody that he was like the first tattooer I ever even like knew really.
Yeah.
Like he was tattooing my friends when we first turned 18. And then he was in prison and then he got out and then he came and worked at Don's.
Wonderful.
And he started using heroin and
Nice,
like pills and
nice.
stuff.
Cool.
Shooting up in the bathroom.
As you do, as you do.
nodding out mid tattoo, stuff like that. And I was like, I can't fucking work there. And we're all enabling him and it was stressing
Yeah.
me out. And like, I mean, he was my friend, but I was also like
How old was he?
late 30s.
Late 30s.
Yeah. Well, he ended up ODing,
Yeah.
and he passed away. Not at the shop, but like
Oh, wow.
either way, it was.
I wonder
Now,
why
how
you're
long ago
sharing
was
all that
that?
information. But it makes sense if he's dead.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, I was like, wow, she's just laying that out there, and that guy's going to possibly
oh
watch
no,
it. But
yeah, he's
it's
fine.
clearly well known if you OD'd and died.
All right, we have to
Yes.
do the snap thing. So you got to participate. You gotta
Oh.
raise your hands up. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, and then we snap. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, people die sometimes. and
Sometimes
that's fucking
people die,
terrible.
and then you don't ever want to go back there.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Drugs can be a problem in the tattoo industry. I'm glad I never had a problem with that, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think that's dying out or no?
Ooh, dying out.
I think so.
I think there's like different types of people that are tattooing now than there were before.
It went from bikers to kind of artsy people that were just like had emotional problems.
Yeah, troubled
which I'm
artsy
kind of
people.
a part of that.
Right.
And then now there's like, you know, normal.
There's
like,
just people with their shit together tattooing now.
Yeah, there's like people that graduate from high school with good grades and they're like, what am I going to do for a living? This seems like a good path. I'm going to take that up. And then they're just, instead of like people were like me where I get out of high school where I'm like, what do I do with my life? I'm a fucking piece of shit. Maybe I'll just start scribbling on people with ink. You know, can you pay me? Thanks.
Money, please.
I need food.
Yeah. So that's why. That's why I left.
Let's let that ride out for a second. Let's just continue this awkward silence.
It's amazing how quickly it becomes awkward. You know, like
it's
it was
the
like
best.
it was like a
Immediate
split second, and we were like, oh, like.
Didn't you have
silent.
questions? Didn't you have questions? For
No,
him?
I was interested in. Do you like?
Nope.
Okay, because
No.
because
That's why I like Cassandra.
I've
She hates the world.
only worked at Atmosphere, but I worked
Right.
as the front desk girl at Skin, and it was way different. Like we blew up dynamite out back with a
Whoa,
grill over it.
We
you
did
know?
not do that. We did not
But
do
like
that.
it was like shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
But like
yeah.
Atmosphere is no shenanigans.
Not at
like,
all.
Not at all. So do you like it better with the no shenanigans, or did you like the shenanigans?
I like some shenanigans.
Yeah. But as you get older, I think
Yeah.
is a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, like
I'm over 30 now.
Oh,
so.
all of our shop is older,
Yeah.
except for Lauren.
yeah, but it's like, you know, you're like,
And the other
okay.
apprentice.
No,
Well,
I
and you
just
just
wanna
you get more serious
do my
about what
thing
you're
and
doing.
Whatever.
But
Yeah.
the shenanigans is fun.
It is fun.
But people were
yes.
staying up until 5 o'clock in the morning every single night, and
Well, I still do.
you know,
Oh yeah, like nobody
taking
hangs out
herbal
at our
supplements.
shop.
And
Like you
No.
don't hang out past closing.
Well,
closing.
I do sometimes. But
it's also like a strip mall. Like at Skin, it was like a house. You know, you could like, there was like a bedroom upstairs, and like you could cook food. I mean, there was a kitchen there. You know.
Yeah, I
There was
just remember people hanging out a lot.
I mean, I
after
feel
work
like
at Skin.
most people at Atmosphere have families and like
That's
kids
true.
or married or whatever.
Yeah.
And like
That's true.
maybe you don't get all coked up before you go home to
Yeah.
little Tommy or whatever.
A little Tommy
There's no Tommy.
get cooked up before.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like our shop is very professional.
So sophisticated.
like
But
you go in, you do your fucking job, you leave.
The environment lends to that too, though. Like the
It's
actual
nice,
building.
though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it being like clean and everything.
It's less
like-
Yeah.
stressful to
Yeah.
not be like having to dodge like drunk people trying to honk your tit and shit. You know.
Yeah. You don't like that?
Sometimes.
I would not be able to
Honkers?
deal with that.
That's
yeah,
why
it's
I
grimy.
only wear high t-shirts now.
Yeah, God. Could you imagine if you got honked?
I would not be tattooing.
I was honked
If-
mid tattoo.
If I had started working anywhere else, I would have been like, nah, this ain't for me.
Like if
It's
you were
only
tattooing,
because I started at Atmosphere.
if you were tattooing now and you got honked,
You would just deck them in the face, right? Or no? That's not you.
no,
I
she'd
What
probably
would you
like that.
do?
I think I would probably I think I would just make them leave. Like, I think I would just be like, all right, we're done here. You need to go.
You would just get up and leave.
Yeah, like I would just be like, you can leave now.
Then Mama Stacy could make sure they're
Yeah, either
escorted
or I would
out
like
and-
run away and go to Stacy and be like, can you punch them and make them leave?
No, the smart thing would be to be like, oh, we're gonna take a break real quick. be
get
a
in your car,
honk.
drive away.
That's fun. We're gonna take a break real quick and be like, Stacey, call the fucking cops.
Yeah,
and then you have the cops
honestly.
show up and arrest him.
Ooh.
You know
Now I'm prepared.
That
Or
would
you
be
shoot him in the fucking
actually
face.
Awesome.
what?
Whoa.
What? I didn't say that. I
Jeez.
didn't say that.
And you pierced for a little bit.
I
did?
did
How
a
long did
that
brief
last?
piercing apprenticeship very briefly.
Through who?
That shit is horrifying. When I was at Exploited. Because I figured
Why not?
I should learn both.
Did you have to?
I didn't touch genitals.
Okay. That's...
See, I would like to learn how to pierce, but only like some piercings. Like,
I could do
don't
a
wanna-
nose real good, probably.
Yeah, like all the safe piercings. I don't want to do anything weird, but I'm not going through an apprenticeship. Like, I would be like, if you want to teach me and I'll cover your days off, that's cool, but I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
doing
I
an
just,
apprenticeship.
I guess thought it would make me more employable, but
Yeah.
there's
It
so
really
many
would.
shops nowadays that
It
doesn't
used to be really
matter.
popular
Yeah.
for tattooists just to be piercers also.
Well, there's just not that many piercers.
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, why aren't there? I mean,
Because it's awful.
it
It's
must
the
suck.
actual worst thing ever.
It must suck
I
because
hated
there's
it.
like no piercers.
One of my first, like, I pierced this guy's lip, and then he went off and had a wild night with his wife, and she got mad at him, punched him in the face, and he fell and broke his arm. So he went and got his arm fixed, obviously, and then his lip swelled up, grew over the piercing, closed up. So then he had to come in, and I had to assist them cutting it out, holding his lip, and there's blood and drool.
You had to go into the hospital?
No.
No.
He came
I
into the
was like,
shop
whoa.
after with his little
Yeah.
sling and everything, and, like, holding his lip while they're chopping him up.
Ugh.
I'm not a piercer.
Yeah.
But that was it. I was like, nope.
I don't think I could actually like pierce somebody. To me, that's
Yeah, it
really
takes a lot
super
of force.
gross. Yeah, like is it like a bratwurst, like where you pop through?
Dude,
You know
like,
what I'm talking about, like a
belly
like a
buttons
Vienna.
are thick. Like, you got to put some elbow into that.
Really?
Yeah, it's gross. I don't like it.
I mean, it's got to be bad if there's no piercers. You know, like
Yes.
like it's got to be terrible.
It's disgusting.
Because you literally can't find a piercer,
And,
even
like,
if you want.
Have you ever seen,
to
like, a really
get
messed
one.
up piercing where there's, like, ooze and pus and gross shit coming out of it?
Yeah.
And
but-
it smells bad?
yeah, I go.
Oh my god!
If it's my belly button, I go.
Ooh,
like
I could say something,
And I
but it's too recent of a person to mention anything.
this. Yeah, it seems like piercers are weird people. Right?
I feel like you have to be.
I mean, no offense.
It's
to Chris,
traumatizing
but-
every single day of your career. So
or,
yeah.
or any of the
Traumatizing.
piercers that I know, but they're like like
special breed of person.
you know, I don't like to like hang from hooks and shit. You know, to me that's fucking. You know, whenever I go to manipulations to a guest spot, or not whenever, like a few times in the beginning, they're like, "Oh, we're scheduling a time, so when you're out here, we're gonna be doing suspensions," and I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't
See,
want to be around that.
Like, I
It
feel
grosses
like
me out.
I could do that just to see if I could. Like, I would try it.
Weirdo.
No,
But
You're a weirdo.
Didn't that guy, like, lose a leg just recently because he fell off the suspension thing?
Yeah, but
and
that's like that doesn't.
Okay,
happen.
so what happened? Did his skin tear and he fell down?
I think they just misjudged something and he fell and broke his leg and then it was shattered and he
Was it
lost
all?
it.
Was it there was like a GoFundMe or something?
Probably.
I think
don't
I
know.
saw that.
I don't know the details.
I think I saw he's got
just-
organics on his
I just know
nub,
now he doesn't have
and
it.
they folded it over.
Now he's
So it looks like-
organic nub.
Are you
And
sure
it,
you're
like-
not thinking of Nick Fenner, who lost his legs in the skydiving accident?
I
Because
don't
he
know.
was a
who I'm-
Carson Hill client.
I don't know who I'm talking about. That's terrible. That
That was like almost 10 years
Oh,
ago.
this was recent.
Oh yeah,
This
it's
was really
recent.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
saw it recently.
Yeah, so like
okay.
it like folded over, but you know how if you were to like take a sock and fold it over, how it would like go like this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it did that. I'm like weird, but then I'm like,
Doctor, can you
oh, it
round
makes
my
sense,
nub,
though.
please?
It makes sense. Maybe it's a second surgery where they cut it and they
Yeah,
fold
could you
it
get like
in.
a secondary like cosmetic stump shaping?
Yeah. It just looked like an envelope. It looked like an envelope.
What?
Yeah,
A
I would need
cosmetic
I
stump
would
shaping?
I would need a smooth stump.
Yeah, you can't. It's weird enough to have a stump. I think I'd be all right.
I would be fine with a
leg.
stump.
I think I'd be
Get
all
a
right.
peg leg?
Peg
One of
leg?
those kangaroo ones that like bounce.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah,
carbon
yeah.
fiber and shit.
But,
like
but
run
there's
fast.
there's a lot of phantom pain. It's crazy. Phantom pain's a huge issue
Really?
with that. Yeah, and just the pain, like all your nerves in there. Also, it is not.
I have
It's
nerve
not like
pain anyway. It's
yeah,
fine.
it's not like you just get it cut off and then you're like, all right, I'll use a wheelchair. Like
and then your
'cause
body's like different, and then you're getting asymmetrical like abuse on your body. I just pulled that out of my ass. You like that asymmetrical?
Yeah, I read Nick Fenner, his like girlfriend, did a blog after he lost both of his legs, like below the either right above the knee or right below the knee, and she did like a blog for like a year or two of like his recovery, and it was not cool. It was not okay.
Oy.
It's not something you, like he.
So
it
maybe
seems
don't
like his
don't
life
do
was
that.
terrible.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was skydiving. He lost them both.
Skydiving's so dangerous.
I know.
I always
It's just
wanted
not
to
worth
do it, but now that I have like back problems, I feel like maybe I should
Ooh,
not
yeah,
do
because
that.
like even like a little bit of a bad landing could just like
Maybe
blow
maybe
your
as soon
back.
as you pull the chute, it would just be like, "Crack," and it would just crack out your back, and you'd be like, ah,
Yeah, right.
and it would
That's
fix
for
all your
sure.
problems. So is it your muscles or is it your
Oh, it's everything.
really?
It's all bad. Yeah.
Was it from a car accident?
No, it was
just
just
natural?
degenerative. Yeah.
Wow.
Just bad genetics? Like chance?
Bad
or?
genetics and bad lifestyle and just
Was tattooing a big part of it?
probably, but I mean I'd only been tattooing maybe like 3 years when it started fucking
Yeah.
up. So,
I don't know. I
And
feel
you're
like my
pretty
back
young.
could be messed
but
up
I
in
mean,
another year.
literally all I've ever done my whole life is like drawing and stuff. So,
Oh,
like
so you've
that's
just
just
been bent
what
over
I do.
for
Yeah. So
bent over.
all my hobbies include bending
Whoa.
over.
Whoa.
If you want to contact Cassandra,
See, this is how she gets the clients. Like, this
All
gets
the weird
we think
molesters.
she's so sweet, and really, that's why she puts up those curtains all the time.
Let me pull up your Instagram just to
Great.
embarrass you.
Yeah, she's like,
No, just to give you a shout out and stuff, and people want to see. Okay, I have to line this up here.
New Year's resolution, update it more than once
Oh,
every 3 months.
That's once every 3 months.
Dude, if you look at these pictures though, these are from a long time ago.
All right, let me. 2, 1. Okay, because I gotta line up that.
I see.
Yeah, so that's your Instagram. Anyway,
There she
no, I'm
is.
just kidding.
you used to have orange hair, orange and yellow.
It's pink, Faith.
Really?
That
Was
looks
it
orange.
bleached at the top? Is that the
Probably.
yellowish part?
Yeah.
Why can't you click on the
I don't
profile
know.
picture?
Isn't that
That's
annoying?
bullshit.
That's literally from when I worked at Exploited, so that's like
Oh my
a 7 or 8 year old picture.
Tim Johnson. I have a cousin that works at Instagram.
He
Fix
works
that.
at Instagram.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
What
I
does he
tell
do at
everybody that.
Instagram?
I like brag
Oh,
it.
he's a fancy person.
He's a
Yeah.
fancy boy.
He
That's
was
cool.
programming like
Well, yeah, tell
little
him to fix
games
that
and
shit.
shit. He was programming little games and shit. He's a little bit younger than me. Like when I was like, what? I didn't know how to work a computer, and he was younger than me, and he had his own laptop, and he was making like little animations and
Yeah.
shit. And now he works at fucking Instagram. It's
That's
crazy.
cool.
And I think he worked with
He worked at Pinterest.
yeah, Pinterest and then Instagram.
I think that was it.
I don't like
But-
Pinterest at all. So fix that.
I know. I don't like Pinterest either. Like I like it for like references. You know, like it has
I think I
a
just
better.
don't understand how to use it because I'm dumb.
Yeah, like
so.
well, I just don't see the point of it. Like, what do you need to pin that shit for?
no, right?
Like,
Can you
What are
just
you putting
I
into
mean,
it?
it is sometimes nice, like when your clients come in and they've got their like tattoo
It just
page.
fucks up my Google search because the Google images will be like on Pinterest.
Yeah, and then you
And
Oh,
then-
and then you go to
it's-
click
yeah.
on it, and
yeah,
it takes you, and it's like you need to log in.
Can
and
I
you're
just
like,
look at the picture, please?
Can I just steal it for my tattoo, please?
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's
I
what
need
I
to
say.
copy this.
Um,
Oh, I didn't know you could do this.
do what?
View it this way. I
I didn't know
this was a
either.
thing.
Well, who uses
Hey, that's from
Instagram
November
on a-
22nd. That's only like a month ago.
Well, I had like a
Oh,
hot
yeah.
2
Look at
weeks
this.
of
This
actually.
thing's so cool.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Bitch got hit in the forehead with a bird.
She pinned her prize to her head.
I see.
I don't know.
Do you have stories for shit like this, or do you just like this would look cool? Because I just say this would look cool.
Yeah, there's no stories.
I like that. There's no story.
There's no stories.
This is Cassandra inside every day.
That was, well, yeah, also. That was like Inktober. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I'll like do them, but that's a lot of commitment. Draw a picture every day.
Yeah, that's
Ew.
a lot.
That's a good
Well,
hand.
especially if you already have to draw like
this is a
2
good
or 3
hand job.
pictures
You
a
did.
day.
This is a great hand job.
Bite my tongue.
Well, click on the little cutesy dragons.
Which one?
Aw, they're so little.
I love those.
You do
Tiny
very
little
little
things.
tattoos.
I
Very
do
well.
a lot of little tattoos. That's pretty much all I do. So.
No, you don't do a lot of little tattoos. You do things that are little in the tattoos.
No, I know, but I think that's because I mostly do little tattoos.
Oh,
You know
I
what
wonder
I
if
mean?
that's like a female thing.
Well, I think a large part
Not
of my
always.
clientele is like ladies, you
Yeah.
know, women or young girls and stuff. So they're not usually
They're not
getting
getting
like, giant
straight up
crazy
tatted.
stuff. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like this one. This one's cool.
Thanks.
Because, I mean, that's like essentially all I do is little tattoos. I mean, I've been tattooing a lot. I've been tattooing less amount of
Joey
time than you.
is-
So, like, obviously, I don't take
Right.
on, I can't take on bigger pieces. But, like, I don't even get, it's like, I feel like, what sucks about that is when you do those small tattoos, is those clients don't get tattooed a lot. Because if you're getting small tattoos, it's not like you're trying to
Right.
cover your body in
I
those
don't think
small
I've ever
tattoos.
seen this. This is
So
awesome.
sometimes that sucks because it's like you have to, like, Paulie can have like 10 clients and be booked for a year straight because they
Right.
get, big
Big
pieces that are
stuff.
getting
Yeah.
worked on.
Well, that's
all the
why,
time.
like, I tattoo a lot of people, like, each day. Like, I'm usually
Yeah.
booked up, but they're all fairly small, so it's not like I book out months in advance.
You know what you got to do? You got to start like trying to get them going on their ideas and be like, give them ideas and fuel them.
I'm looking for this, and
Yeah.
just mix
Be
this
like,
up.
oh, you know what would be cool? Is
Yeah.
this watercolor?
No, that's on the iPad.
Oh, okay.
That's there's a subreddit called Reddit Gets Drawn where people just put up usually pictures of people or pets or whatever, but they just want to see different artist interpretations. So that one, same with that guy.
Is this
that's
a Breakfast Club guy?
No, it's from Reddit Gets Drawn.
do you use Reddit a lot?
Well, sometimes I just want to draw something. I just want to
And it gives
do an
you, like,
exercise,
it
and yeah.
gives you an
you
idea.
When
just-
I think Cassandra artwork, this is what I see in my head.
That was actually a collaboration. That somebody else did the whole background,
Oh, okay.
and I did the.
You do a lot of female faces in
I-
watercolor. That's
I
cool.
just like drawing
Ooh,
faces.
I like that flower.
Which
Ooh, I
one?
like the hand with the planets. That's cute.
Planet
Pick one,
hand.
bitch. No.
Don't they remind you of
aggressive,
Trick
sorry.
cereal?
Oh, they do.
I haven't thought about tricks in a really long
So
time.
good. They're not shapes anymore. Did you know that? They're just balls.
Oh, yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I remember they used to be like almost like little flowers and stuff.
Yeah, berries and shit.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's cool.
God, I miss eating cereal. I wish I didn't know about health.
I don't know shit about health, so I eat cereal all the time.
Knowing
tummy's
about
growling.
health kind of ruins your life a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
I
I like
Oh,
that.
I like that one too.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Did you get to tattoo that?
This is cool too.
I feel like these are
Probably
things that
not.
people would like to get tattooed.
That's why I put him up there, but then it rarely happens.
But
You
do
gotta
you
do it
say,
more often.
But
I
do you
know,
say,
I know.
I want to tattoo this?
Probably not.
See, you have to explicitly say
this is
things.
awesome.
It's amazing. Like
Oh,
I'll get clients. Oh, that's hilarious.
That was something that I drew like so long ago, and it was just like a black and white pencil drawing, and it was hanging in my station for years. And then someone was finally like, "I want that as a tattoo."
It's awesome. Ooh,
Oh, I love that.
That was
That's adorable.
I designed that for the other piercer at Tomato.
oh, cool.
Wanted
Wow,
it for
there's
her
2
business
piercers?
card. Yeah, right.
Oh, was it his apprentice?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's her name? I forget her name.
Shirley.
Shirley.
She
yeah.
almost worked at Atmosphere.
She did.
She
for a little
did
while.
for like 2 weeks.
right.
It's my favorite movie. Probably my favorite. One of
Yeah,
my
Really?
that was
Yeah.
for
Yeah, actually I knew
Johnny's.
that.
I don't know.
He
birthday
He got
or
it tattooed
something.
on his leg, didn't he?
No,
Ooh, this is cool.
he got something else.
Ooh, I like that.
The thing you did with who'd you do the traditional thing? Was that with Chris or with
Oh, the 3 paintings.
Yeah.
That was with Claude.
Claude? That was awesome.
Yeah, that turned out really cool.
Oh, was that a collaboration?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like traditional and realism, and then 2 hands with tattoo machines, right?
Yeah.
And then they were shaking hands or something.
yeah,
or-
like the traditional
diddling or-
tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
or whatever.
diddling. Yeah.
They were doing the Hey Arnold thing.
That actually worked out cool because, like, I started mine before we didn't see each other's, versions before we started.
But you knew that it was.
We had, like,
a
the
hand
idea, like,
job.
we'll each do a hand job and then come together in the middle. So, yeah, it worked out cool in the end.
That's cool. So you do.
Ooh, I like the leaf with the deer in
Oh
it.
yeah.
I like
You do
that.
trees real well.
I
feel
do
like
a
you
lot
do.
of trees.
I feel like you do a weird amount of leaves.
Yeah, right?
You know, like
Leaves,
those
trees, and
types of
waterfalls,
leaves,
mountains,
like
and shit.
maples.
Yeah, I do a lot of nature-y stuff.
Oh, and space.
better word
I feel
for
like
it,
you do a
yes.
lot
This
of
is
space
awesome.
too.
Oh, thanks. See,
Why
I would love
don't-
to do
wow.
more
Why
stuff
Why
like
don't you
that.
do more? I mean,
Because
don't
nobody
you do more of
ever,
that?
literally no one asked me for that.
Yeah,
It's force somebody.
I feel like it's hard to.
Yeah, I'm
them.
sure you
Get
have
a
clients.
goddamn Frankenstein.
I'm sure
Sit
you
down.
have clients. I'm sure you have clients who've been tattooed a long time where you're like, I want to do more of this, like, and show them that and be like, I want to do this. You got anything
I
I
just
can do
need
like
to
this,
like
Sonia?
do a few more so that I can have like look at this
Well,
array
if people
of
are
stuff.
fans, they want to. They
Oh my God.
they're more in. They're more. They like to
funny.
buy into that stuff. Like if you have
Yeah,
if
I
you,
feel like people are fans of me, not my artwork. You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
no,
That's
but
not
that's what I'm
true.
saying. Is like that they'll get it because
get
they're
fiddle.
fans of you. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I want to get something by Cassandra that she hasn't
Right.
done a lot."
yeah.
I guess people do become fans of the idea of. Yeah, sometimes, you know.
I just
I
feel,
feel like
maybe
that's like all my clients are like,
Born of Osiris.
like,
That's cool.
ooh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
It's a
that
band.
guy ended up being a turd. Just letting everyone know.
He ended up what?
He ripped me off for a tattoo, like I tattooed him, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't have money."
What?
Yeah, I did like this 5-hour tattoo on him. Oh, I don't have money.
You
Like,
did a good job, too.
okay. Well, it wasn't this one. This was later on.
Wait, you tattooed him again?
Well, no. I did that eye on him too, the triangle eye, and then the
Okay.
other one, and then I tattooed like.
Wow, we got back to
This is at
2013
Don's.
real fast.
This is Don's. That's how often she doesn't post. You got to post more.
Yeah, I
You got
know.
to post more.
2013. That's not good enough for you guys.
But I mean, if you're booked, it doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, it's like it's good to stay on top of it, but at the
Yeah.
same time, if you're booked,
I just honestly, part of it too is like not wanting to just spam the same little things. I don't know.
Spam.
Part of it
Spam
too is just like being online just gives me so much anxiety. So I just
Why?
because I don't want to interact with any person.
That's the best way to do it. Is
No,
to
I know.
to be on the internet. See, we're on the internet, and then we don't communicate.
Right.
See anybody
I'd
in
rather
actual
just
real
talk
life.
to somebody in person, and then like I get behind on stuff, and then it stresses me out, and then I have diarrhea. And I just don't.
well, it is like another form of people to contact you.
It's just
so
like
then
too
if you
many
just,
outlets. There's Instagram, Facebook, the shop Facebook, email,
Yeah.
my business thing. Like it's just so much, and I get overwhelmed, and it's like I just choose the wrong thing, and that's ignoring it all. So
Look
look at that.
Ooh,
Is that-
hello.
Is that
Hello.
That's
That's a butt.
That's a
That is a
behind.
butt crack. Yeah, she
a
was getting
behind.
that tattoo, and she had her boyfriend, and he kept wanting, put it lower. No, do it lower. I'm like, this is as low as it can possibly go. Please
Yeah.
stop.
Please stop.
I don't
Please
want to
leave
go
me
there.
alone now.
Oh, this is at the
Yeah, it's at the shop.
at the shop.
Oh,
It's a
look
cool
at
one
that.
too. Oh wait, this is probably a more
Oh.
completed version.
Finished.
That's cool. Looks like you took the time.
I
Make
never
it
do colored pencil anymore. It just takes.
Why?
It takes a really long time.
Oh, it
Really?
does. It
Compared
does.
to,
It takes
like,
forever. You gotta like build it
watercolor?
up super
Yeah.
slow.
Oh.
In order for it to be super nice like that, like you
Yeah.
can tell. That's
Yeah.
why I said it looks like you took the time because like look at how even. All
I don't know
all
if it's
it
on
is.
there. If you scroll way back up, there's like a. There should be like a ladybug on a leaf or something. Maybe
Nope,
I didn't
not
post it
that.
on Instagram, but it was like the first finished artwork I did after I had my back surgery. Oh, it's not on there, but it took me so long.
Did you have to how you took like 8 weeks off right after your back?
Yeah, it was like couple of months.
What was that
maybe.
like? Not tattooing for 8 weeks.
It was awful. I just wanted to get out and do something, and then I went back to work, and then I realized that it was way too soon. And the first tattoo I did coming back was like a tiny little something or other, and I was just pouring with sweat. It took me like an hour to do it. Like it was like being an apprentice again.
Really? Just because you
Yeah.
hadn't tattooed in so long?
I think my body was just really weak anyway, so
Yeah.
it probably wasn't.
Were you
Did
using
you-
coils?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have to lay like on your back for like 4 weeks?
No, I was encouraged to like walk around and stuff, but it was just hard because it was the middle of winter. Like I had my surgery 2 days before Christmas,
Ugh.
so it was
Merry
like
Christmas.
Yeah, the middle of winter, and I couldn't really get out to walk around, and it was just bad
This is a
time.
pretty big tattoo.
My sister, I feel like you do like quite a few bigger tattoos, but oh,
Might as well. Wait,
Clickety
let
click.
me end this.
clickety clack click.
Pause. Don't delete, but pause. Pause. Uno, dos, tres. So I went up there, and she's like, obviously staring into the abyss at her at the iPad, and the fridge is just
Wide
open,
open.
and it's going beep.
Okay, not that loud. Okay, that's enough. Nope, not funny. Not funny.
Your fridge beeps?
Yeah, it beeps
What?
at us if we
If
leave
you
it
leave
open.
it open.
Ours does not, which would have been
Ours is
great
brand new.
because I left it not closed all the way.
Ooh. Yeah, our fridge broke a few months ago.
Yeah.
We got we have a landlord, so they just sent us a new one. But yeah, it was like an inoperable. We had to throw out everything because it took it was like a Friday, so it
That's
took till
dumb.
Monday to get a new one, and so we just like threw everything away. But it was kind of a nice purge. You like accumulate so much
Yes.
stupid shit in your fridge,
Yes.
Yeah.
and so it was kind of nice to be like, oh no,
You get like 12
we have to get rid
jars
of all
of
the
relish. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why do we have so much relish? So New Year's resolutions. Do you
Yeah,
do
'cause
that
it's
shit?
New Year's.
I mean, if I'm feeling depressed, then I'm like, okay, I'll just, start over fresh, and then I don't do it.
Well, this year you're gonna try to post more, right?
I'm going to try and post more.
Okay, good.
My main one is drinking more water.
Oh,
That's
It's a
good.
good one, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Try-
Try bubbly water. Do you like bubbly water?
I do like bubbly
Yeah.
water.
That makes it easier, especially since you like pop.
Yeah.
It'll like
Yeah,
help feel like pop.
totally-
I like caffeine
Oh.
more than.
Okay, so that's why you drink Coke or Pepsi.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because I'm sleep deprived.
I wish we had a soda stream at the shop.
Yes. Let's get one.
Do you have one at home?
No.
They're
but I
fucking
want
awesome.
one.
No.
I've
You
thought
like
about
you
it.
put it in there and you and then it goes when it's at its
Perfect.
max.
Yeah.
And then I go I let it go and then I do it again.
Is it double bubble?
It is.
Yeah.
It is like.
I drink it and
is
it's like
incredibly.
it's like
it
a
hurts.
salt in
Yeah.
your mouth. Yeah.
It should not be. It should not be like
But
that.
it's like Willy Wonka when they drink the soda and they're burping. It's like that.
farting
Like
too? Yeah.
Oh, we gotta show Sable that movie.
Willy Wonka.
Would you show
Yeah.
her the original or the horrifying remake?
Oh,
The
I guess I
original.
thought of the original. I forgot that they remade it with
the Indian
Johnny
guy?
Depp was
Yeah, right.
terrifying in that.
It was
was-
everything else too that was super terrifying.
Yeah,
The,
that was weird.
Oompa Loompas were creepy because it was just
Why did they
one
do
guy
that?
cloned.
They're
I
like,
don't know.
listen, we can't use
Have you
little
seen
people.
like all the stuff with the cats movie?
No,
Yeah.
it looks creepy.
It
as
looks
shit.
horrifying.
Everybody's like, ah!
And then
when
they like released it with unfinished special effects.
Yeah, it's terrible.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the
Chris D'Elia did like a 15-minute thing on the Cats trailer.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He would be hilarious if he was in Cats. That would be hilarious.
So they just didn't finish the movie.
like there was one part where like Judi Dench's hand is just like her own hand instead of like the cat hand.
Yeah, they just weren't done.
They just
and they wanted
released
to
it
release
anyway.
a trailer.
But the
It was the movie though. I
They
thought.
released the movie?
I thought they released the movie and then they were gonna re-release it in theaters with the completed special effects.
Why would you do that? It's dumb.
Because they're stupid.
They must have just really
Nobody
wanted
even
to
wants to see that movie
capitalize.
anyway.
I know.
Just throw it in the garbage.
Well, that's what I feel bad about. Is like I feel like it's this big thing, and it's like you see the trailer and you're like, no.
Why does it piss me off so
Why
much?
would anybody want to watch this at all?
Like they're all small, so the proportions are huge, but they have proportions of human beings. Like the mixture of things, it just makes me so angry, and I have no stake in it. I don't care, but for some reason I look at it, it just makes me so mad.
They had to CG out the
the bulge.
bulges. Yeah. They should have left
Weird.
it in.
I know, they
Would have made
shoulda.
it infinitely better.
Yeah. Remember Labyrinth with fucking
Yes.
what's his name?
Johnny was just telling me, because he drives Lyft,
Yeah.
somebody he was driving was talking about Labyrinth, and they said they never noticed the bulge.
That's like a third of the screen.
That's what he was like. That was one of the main characters
like-
of the movie. Was the bulge? How do you just not ever notice?
It's like
Everything's normal. Totally don't notice that at all.
I've
It's
never
weird.
seen
It's
Labyrinth.
a kids movie.
What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've like seen it, but there's no memory.
Like Dark. Have you
If
seen
you
Dark
remember
Crystal?
only one thing, it would be the bulge.
I've definitely never seen Dark Crystal.
What?
Yeah.
Which is the one that has the long, white, furry
Dark
creature?
Crystal. They have a lot of creatures.
No, like the one that everybody gets,
Oh,
like wrapped up.
What?
It's like
Land
a little,
Before
like
Time?
No,
Are you
he,
thinking
like,
of the
rides
Neverending
it.
Story?
Neverending Story.
That's what I'm
See, a
thinking
different
of.
movie.
Okay, so I've never seen Labyrinth or Dark Crystal. I have probably seen the Neverending Story, but
Same
none of
lane.
it is stored in my brain.
Dark
Except for that
Crystal
little
is
creature.
fucking scary.
It is creepy.
Like when they get like they see the red. I don't remember the red coaster and all the little puppets like they get all for their eyes get all big and they get all like
They made,
hypnotized and
like-
they suck their souls out of them. It's fucked up.
They rebooted it for Netflix.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's amazing.
And
I
it's
haven't
like a-
watched it, but I
amazing.
watched the like making of it.
Yeah,
It's like the prequel or the sequel, right? Like it's supposed to
I don't
be.
even know.
I don't know. I watched it for a little bit just to like see how they did it, and it was like puppets and stuff. It was a mixture.
I just watched the making of, and it's like you're like inside of the puppet. And it's like very labor intensive.
I'm glad
It's
there
intense.
used to be a show called Movie Magic on Discovery Channel that like it was all about that, and it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
awesome. And
I
now it's
remember
not
that.
even like a thing anymore. I'm glad there are people.
Because it's just people sitting on computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
and that's what I went to school for. And then
Yeah.
like
Sit on
what
the
the
computer.
You
best
fucking piece of shit.
the best I could have done was work on removing the bulges from cats.
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah. Yeah, if
Probably
20
better
years
off
earlier,
now.
you would have been enhancing the bulge of
Yeah,
the
right?
actual David Bowie. Remember
Oh,
his
so-
last song that he put out?
No.
That was really cool.
It was so dark. It's scary.
It was
was his
after it
last
released
song?
after he died. Like he
Anytime
recorded a
something
song.
comes out after the person dies, it's automatically way cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he planned it because it was about his death.
Oh.
Yeah, because I mean he had
The
cancer.
video
so,
was super scary.
yeah, it was. I
should
don't even
Google
know
it.
anything
I'm gonna
about
have to
David
look that
Bowie,
up.
and that was cool.
David Bowie's a fucking artist. He's also
He is cool.
bisexual. Is he bisexual?
I think
Didn't him and Keith Richards kind of in
Probably.
the 90s like
No,
you
he
know,
was very androgynous in his presentation.
With his presentation.
With his bulge presentation.
it was like this, and it was like
That's a wide hole.
okay, it was like this. Whatever.
There you go.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No, every year I want to be like more excited about it being a new year, but it's
No.
just like weird to me that we get all like it's like
It's
the
depressing
continual
to me.
passing of time, and like I feel like maybe my birthday I feel more like I don't know. If I want to do something, I just do it. I'm not like, okay, let's wait till the new year. Or like that weird thing where people want a year to be over. That's like really bizarre to
I
me.
mean, I think people just get fed up and they just are looking for any excuse to be like, this is it.
This
You
is
know what I mean?
new.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh.
Throw that shit in the trash. Start
Yeah,
over.
that just,
but
like,
you could do that.
But
My-
all the
every-
memes,
I
all
know-
the memes. Oh, 2019 was shit. It's like
I know my brain like just can't like it's like I can like rationally like or intellectually grasp it, but my brain doesn't feel it. Like I don't feel that like, oh, 2019 sucked. I'm like, it's just a continual passing of time and you try to be better all the time. And
I
that's it.
mean, I'm ready for this year to be over, but I'm ready for everything to be over. So
You're just ready for
I
the
just,
over to come.
Yeah, I just want to sleep for a long time.
I remember I always get kind of depressed because I remember like, as a kid my dad he would just fucking pass out and he'd be like
Yeah, it's called living the dream.
and I'd be like with pots and pans and shit. And then watch
To
that
bang
thing.
them or like cooking
Well, I couldn't
gruel?
bang them anymore, you know. My dad
See,
was
my
sleeping.
parents, because I was almost always with my dad, and because they were like part-time parents, you know, they were always really invested when we were there. So like, we would have our fake bubbly champagne that we could open,
little grape
and
juice.
they would have like hats for us, and we would have a special dinner, and then you'd bake a pork roast with sauerkraut, and then you eat one bite at the new year for good luck for the
Isn't
next
that
year.
weird?
Well,
that
that's
like
weird.
sometimes you say, "Well, we used to do this," but when if you actually like thought about it, it was only like one time.
No.
I'm not saying that
Yeah,
time
no.
in particular.
Yeah.
But you know how people do that, like, but we're like, "Oh yeah, we always used to like, you know, cook popcorn at the you know when we were camping by the fire," but it was really just only like once you
Right.
did that, and that's like I don't know why I thought of that, but.
But no, we did that every year. Other than one year, I was the designated driver. and that was uncomfortable and weird. I like drove my parents to parties. Like I was like 16
It's a
or
little
17.
strange.
I think they gave me $100 to do it though.
I would have done that in a heartbeat then.
But it was like them and like another couple that they liked.
White
but like whose
privilege.
parties were they going to? Don't know. But I drove them around and I hung out and made money. And I mean,
It sounds like an awesome New Year's.
I mean, my parents were like my
Honestly.
best friends anyway, so I would have been hanging out with them anyway. Because I'm a loser.
I wonder if you can get an Uber to like just go around the block and just be like, I just need to clear my head, man.
Sure. Of course.
You think you could do that?
Oh,
Absolutely.
does
What
Johnny
if I-
have
what
some
if I
weird
summon Johnny?
experiences?
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sure.
He tells
I'm
me
sure.
weird things.
Does he
sometimes.
like doing it?
I think so. I think he likes having the freedom of like, if he can't do something, if he can't work one day, he can not just
Yeah.
not work. I don't think he likes answering to other people. So
Rachel.
That's
I
my
don't know if I should
problem.
say her last name.
That's my problem in life.
yeah,
Is that I have a real problem with authority.
yeah.
Like I just feel like they're like out to get me in some way, and I'm just hostile.
Really?
Hostile towards authority. It's always been like that. Like anybody, the only time it didn't happen was when I worked for doctors, because I just like I thought they were the coolest people alive, basically.
He's a doctor.
But we had a manager that was not a doctor, and I fucking hated her. Like if anybody is like authority over me,
She doesn't watch the podcast.
who?
Ex-manager.
Your
Oh, she
manager
can
that
go
you
fuck
hate.
herself.
Whoa. Whoa.
She was the
Spicy.
worst. Anybody that I used to work with that watches this podcast will be like, yeah, she was the worst. She really was.
Wow.
But yeah,
I
that's
didn't-
like my problem with like having regular jobs is like I feel like I could maybe overcome it now that I'm older and I like realize that's what my problem is. Because when you're young, you don't know what the problem is. You're just reacting to your emotions.
I always had the problem of
But
like
I don't like authority.
I was like, when I was working other jobs, my brain would just want to do stuff. Like I would like draw designs for things for the place that I was working, or like, I would like pitch ideas to the places, or I would just be so bored that I would just draw. But most of the time I was drawing things
For
to
them?
make. Yeah. So I was just thinking like, well, I wasn't really thinking. It's just my brain was just so bored. But like, I could like make something that they're like, oh, now that's your job now, is to think of creative things to make the company better. But then I did that, and it went from, it doesn't matter what it was, but it cut from, they're making these belts for the inside of Boeing aircraft, right? I worked at this place, and it went from an hour and 15 minutes to make each belt to 15 minutes a belt, and they gave me a $50 gas card.
Woo! Drive yourself off the cliff. With
I
this.
was a temp.
see, okay.
I was a temp.
But see, this is why I don't like authority.
Yeah,
It's
it's fucking
shit like
bullshit.
this. Is like I get this very like me against them mentality, because they fucking take like almost all bosses take advantage of workers, and it fucking burns my bottom.
It just burns my bottom.
So I feel like I go into every like new situation like it's not gonna be like that, and then like one hint of like that being a miss, and I'm just like fucking.
It was such bullshit. Like I drew it, I gave it to them, then they gave it to the people in the machine department. They built a prototype. They tried it. It worked, and then they used it, and then they probably saved tens of thousands of dollars. I don't know how much
See,
money
I'm
they
angry
saved,
at the
but-
injustice. I'm
Yeah,
angry.
$50 gas card. Yeah, and they
Perfect.
they at like they kind of gathered everybody in our department and was like, or in most of the building was like, oh, he did this and it worked, and here's his $50 gas card, and then they fired me like a month, 2 months later for being
They got
late.
what they needed. They didn't need you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I mean,
And I was too dumb. I could have, if I was like, built it outside of the place, then I could have
Sold it.
patented and sold it to them.
No.
But
They would've just
because
seen
I
it
was
and
young,
stole it.
and because I was like, look what I did. This will help.
are you gonna
They're
pat
like-
me on the back?
They're like, thanks. And then,
Yeah,
fuck
I've
that job though. Fuck that job.
Do you have problems with authority?
No. I would
Weird.
love to be told what to do all the time. Then I don't have to think for myself. Perfect.
See, I think it's in my brain. I can't trust them that they have anybody's best interests at heart other than their own is like my thing, that I'm just like you're just trying to fuck me over, aren't you? And you're just trying to get what you want out of this, and you're going to fuck me over.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what my problem is.
Wow. That's interesting. So you going to make my shirts?
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. I'm excited about that.
That's the
If it works out, you know. I don't want to.
I mean, I would like to.
Yeah.
I think it would be a cool
Well, then
side
you don't.
deal.
You know, that's all you need is you.
Trying to
right?
make it
You can
happen.
figure it out, right?
Figuring it out.
I'm gonna make some shirts.
New Year's resolution.
You're going to make some clothes.
Shirts.
I would just rather the idea of going through all these people that I've gone through before. It
It's
just
always a bad
sucks.
time.
It always
Yeah.
sucks.
Every single time, it is terrible.
But
it's
if
crazy.
But if it was like you, where I could just show up at work and be like, "Hey, about that one thing,"
Yeah.
and then you're like, "Oh, well, this, and this,"
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then it's cool. You know,
Well, and
it's
I
fine.
feel like when people are making something for somebody where they maybe never have to see the person or the thing ever
Yeah.
again, maybe
Yeah.
they don't really
They
give
don't
a
care.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, you got something. There you go.
Yeah.
This is what you get.
it's
yeah,
also
there's not like a
There's
high
no
level of
pride or-
accountability.
yeah, like-
or like embarrassment because
Yeah.
you don't have to see
Never
them.
see that guy again.
Yeah, like you send it late and you're like, I'll just never see him again, so it's
Right.
okay.
It's also exciting to me to kind of carve a path of like a logistics path into producing a thing. You know, it's cool to that. It's I you know, even if you're, I think it's better that you're not doing it now, or you've done it a little bit, and I'm pushing you into doing it more,
Right.
because then it's like, I don't know, it feels like, I don't know.
Well, it's something
Feels
that I've been
fun.
thinking about, like, in my head, like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to start doing this, and it'd be so cool, but, like, you can think about a lot of shit and never actually do it.
Yeah.
If somebody else is like, you can do that, is that
Yeah.
is that a thing? Then it actually gets done, maybe.
Yeah. We got some random shirts and stuff, and I think
They're nice.
It's all polyester, right? That's not cotton.
No, yeah, it's probably
I feel like a lot of nice feeling stuff is not cotton.
it's polyester or
It's
something with
polyester
like
blend.
an M. Like there's another, like there's rayon and
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
another like
Well, it's either cotton or plastic. Really.
yeah, it's definitely half plastic minimum.
Yeah. But
Don't get caught on fire.
yeah. So anyway, Cassandra Whyte, everybody,
All right.
great podcast.
Great.
You did fantastic.
I'm just shame spiraling over my whole authoritative rant I went
But
on.
you
And then,
piece of shit.
And then you
You
guys
piece
are
of
like,
shit.
nope, don't understand that. And then I'm like over here, you guys are continuing to talk, and I'm just like, fuck, what's
I
wrong
feel
with
like
me?
people
I
are
fucking
indifferent
suck.
to me. Not now as an adult, but when I was younger, maybe. Just indifferent, which is a great place to be. Because then, because you think everybody's trying to fuck you over, right? I think people are indifferent to me. So it's kind of like,
I just hate myself so much that no other person could make it worse for me, so it's okay.
I'm sure they could.
I don't know.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Shame's a terrible emotion.
Would you come back and do it again?
Sure.
All right. Maybe we'll. Maybe if we
It's
come
so
up with.
much easier to just have another person here.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
other than
if
like
there's
us
not-
just talking at each other.
If
It's
there's
just
not,
so
then we
much
need a
easier.
thing.
I
But
Sorry, I recorded 2 voiceovers where it was just me alone talking to no one, and it was the most awkward thing ever. So,
Dude, did you find this to be hard? Obviously,
No.
have you ever done a podcast before?
no.
It's a lot more casual than people.
Well, and
I
also,
think,
like, I
anticipate.
see you guys all the time, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that weird. If I had never met you before, it would probably be bad, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just kind of like being at work.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I had 3 shots, so it's okay.
Nice.
It's work, but better.
Right.
Okay. See you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.